Today I'll show you pictures of the warship Vasa and tell you something about it. I was in Stockholm a while ago and visited the Pippi Longstocking Museum, so the museum about the writer Astrid Lindgren. When the museum visit was over and we stepped out of the house, I saw a large house in the distance with the inscription Vasa. So I decided to visit this museum the next time I was in Stockholm. This year the time had come. We were back in Stockholm and were able to visit the museum. You can see the images running in the background. The Vasa was the flagship for the Swedish King Gustav Adolf II. It was the time of the 30 Years' War. He wanted to have a first-class ship. He himself intervened in the planning and construction of the ship. He wanted an additional gun deck, but he was not a shipbuilder. Then came the maiden voyage. The Vasa left the harbor and what happened? It overturned and sank in the Stockholm archipelago. It stuck out of the water for a while. The Swedish later retrieved the cannons from the sunken ship. Then the whole thing was forgotten at some point. In the 1950s, a Swede was commissioned to search for old wrecks. He looked through old books and did research. That's how he came across the Vasa. He researched where the wreck might have sunk. Then he actually started searching and surprise, he found it. There was diving after the wreck. It turned out that the wreck was in very good condition. If I remember correctly, this is about the so-called brackish water. This is relatively oxygen-poor water in which the ship lay. This preserved the wreck over the centuries. At some point, the Swedes not only came up with a plan, but also implemented the plan to salvage the wreck. After salving it, they moved it to the spot where the museum is today. The museum was built around the wreck. And now, in the pictures, you can admire it in all its glory. Of course, compared to today's cruise ships or warships, it is small, almost tiny. But at the time it was special, if only for a brief moment. But that's how it was preserved for us. We can admire it today and imagine how it left the harbor in all its splendor. Such fates happen again and again. Just think of the Titanic. It sank on its first trip. So, if you ever come to Sweden, be sure to visit the Vasa Museum. I hope you enjoyed my little historical digression. That's it for today. Until next time.